Welcome back to the Webby O'Neill channel. There's plenty of Manchester United chat to get through today, including updates on Manchester United's players, Erik Ten Hag's summer transfer plans, links to Bayern Munich. We're also going to take a look ahead to tonight's game against Crystal Palace. Get involved in the chat, as ever, Reds, with your opinions, and we'll try and discuss them with him throughout today's video. But on the back of that news on Harry Maguire going to be out for 3 weeks yesterday, I mean, this squad is in absolute bits. There's no other way to put it, really, is there?
When it rains, it certainly pours on Erik Ten Hag. He mustn't really understand what's going on here. It's an absolute nightmare. I've never known anything like it. It just keeps happening. Players, where they're going to get a rest. There's no rest here because players are injured, and we've just got to draft people in. We might even get a kid in. But the cup final, that is in serious doubt for having fit centre-halves. But for Harry Maguire, devastating for him. He's put in a proper shift since he's come back. Can't argue with the fella. Been committed, but he might even miss the Euros. So what a devastating blow for him personally. But for Man United, this just never seems to stop. And I can't see any way out of it, to be honest with you. Yeah,
every single week it seems to be like we get one back, then we lose two. And Erik Ten Hag said in his press conference, for over 10 years I've been a manager, I've never had so many injury issues. And yeah, like I say, it's just in absolute bits. I'm actually lost for words in how much and how often this is actually happening to our players. Do you think it's a culmination of things, to the training, the intensity of what they're actually doing on the match days? You know, is it a part of, obviously, the medical team in the background as well? Or
Well, I'm not sure, but if you look at Harry Maguire, he has been playing with a niggle. He came back from injury, got back in the team. Might have been rushed back in. There was suggestions last game against Burnley. He was should have been on the sideline because of an injury, but he played, and fair play to him. But it's caught up with him, because that would have been, I think, an intense training session when he's pulled up. But at the end of the day, you talk about Erik Ten Hag in 10 years, he's never known anything like it. I don't think anyone has. But it just adds to the woes of what's going on, and the pile-on will just come, because tonight, I don't know what centre-halves he's going to put out there, so you let me know. But I'll tell you what, the pile-on is coming. And is it Erik Ten Hag's fault? That's what people have got to say to themselves. Is it his fault?
Yeah, of course. Let us know what your opinions are on that, especially the centre-half partnership tonight, because I think McTominay only started training on Saturday. He could be a possible option to go with Casemiro. I think Johnny Evans, did he return back to training on Friday? But again, it's like we said earlier on, we seem to get one back and then we lose two again the following week. And, you know, you've got to have real serious doubts here going into that FA Cup final of what type of team we can actually put out.
I think when you look at it, Johnny Evans will come back in, but how long will he last? There's your problem. Yeah. How long will he last? I think they'll draft a kid in, put him on the sideline, a kid called Lewis Jackson. He might be on the bench at the end of the day. Johnny Evans won't last. If he lasts tonight, fair enough. But will he last the next game? It's Arsenal. So big problems for United. Johnny Evans doesn't last. He doesn't play 2-3 games on the trot. And if he goes out injured, then what have you got for the cup final? And really, that must be the focus of Man United now, because these injuries aren't going to help Man United going forward, picking up 3 points in 8th place. Are we going to get 6? I very much doubt it. The centre-halves, the full-backs, devastated. It is just decimated. And I can't see anything, any football being played in the right way, because it's plasters here, plasters there, plasters there. That's how it is. And then hopefully we've got 11 fit players to start for that cup final, but it's going to be tricky, and it's going to be on the edge, this.
It's talking about plasters. I think the medical team are doing exactly that, just putting plasters on things instead of doing a proper medical examination on some of these players. But Timekeeper in the chat says, how come some players like Bruno never miss games through injury, but others are always getting niggles? I'd put Delo on that as well. Maybe it's something to do with the Portuguese diet. I'm not too sure. Or do these two players like properly look after themselves in rest and recuperation?
They might look after themselves, rest and recuperation, but you look at Bruno. I mean, I'm flabbergasted that he's never missed a game. He's injured. He gets injured on the pitch all the time, falling on the floor. Yes, there's criticism of some of it, like being a bit soft and all that, but he gets fouled. There's no two ways about it, but he never misses a game. So, you know, someone needs to look at Bruno and go, what are you made of? Because he does not get injured where he misses a game. So that is baffling. I can't answer that. I don't think anyone can. Someone inside Man United must look at that and think, how's he not injured?
like David Pearson says in the chat, it's Sir Jim recently done a marathon. Is he injured? I don't think he is. He's in his 70s. What is it with our players? We might actually need Sir Jim Ratcliffe at centre-half tonight.
Could get a start. Could get a start.
He'll definitely put it in on the pitch if he can do marathons.
Well,
he'll definitely get the running.
He's obviously looking after himself health-wise and everything. Obviously gets the rest and everything. So at the end of the day, something, or is it something going on inside there? You know, you look at the play. I'm just baffled because I was thinking it's the older players and that, but Cambuala, he's out. Do you know what I mean? Young player, he's coming. He should be fit. Do you know what I mean?
You look at Manchester,
and he's out. It's just baffling.
You look at Manchester City, though, the way they play football, high-intensity football, but they're not coming out with like a mass amount of injuries week on week or month on month. So it's got to be something, surely, in the background at Manchester United in terms of rest and recuperation and how they're dealing with things in training.
I think one of the problems is the size of the squad, the quality of the squad. We're using a core number of players all the time. You mentioned Manchester City. I don't think they use a core number of players all the time. You know, Foden and all that, they all get the rest. Grealish gets the rest. Haaland gets the rest, right? But our players don't, because of the size of the squad and the quality, and that's the problem. We need a bigger squad, right? Quality players.
Yeah, just going to go into what Erik ten Hag also said on his summer transfer plans. And he said, I've asked Ineos for more depth, yes. This is one of the issues on constructing the squad that we have to improve on to do things better and construct a squad that we have more depth in. The most important thing is, though, for these players to return back. So he's already putting in his...
requests.
Yeah, his requests, his notes to Ineos and what he wants this summer.
I'm a bit baffled by that statement, to be honest with you, because the conversations are going on about how much money, who they want in the summer. So that comment there sort of baffles me. It's putting a request. No, it's a discussion what's going on, what the transfer policy will be in the summer. They'll all work it out together. But there you go. It's a little bit baffling, that.
Yeah, just going to go on to some other news. And he did obviously then talk about players' mentalities that he's looking forward to purchasing in the summer, players in this squad as well. And he said, I think every manager wants winning attitudes, great mentality, big personalities to perform under stress is what every manager is looking for. The truth is, in this club, it is extremely important, to perform under stress.
Well, we all know it's important to perform under stress, and a lot of these players can't do it. Some of these players are out of position when they're playing, but some of them aren't up for it mentally. Some of them are far away. They're far away in the summer. They're looking elsewhere. Players are unsure whether they'll be still here. Are they committed? Some of them are, some of them aren't. But the thing is, the squad knows who isn't committed, and it's like a virus. It just goes through the club. So commitment and everything, you want that. We all know that. And that, again, sort of baffles me. It's a given. That's what you want from all your players what go out on the pitch. That's what we want, to give their all. And we don't see that. So we really should be addressing that. Why aren't we seeing it?
You talk about commitment now. Should we really be questioning the commitment of some of these players? Because a lot of them over the season are being rushed back and they're prepared to play for Manchester United, put the shirt on and fill in when it's needed. Do you know what I mean?
Right, listen.
You know, if you're injured and you know you're carrying an injury, how many players really out there would really want to come back and then put themselves under even more pressure physically?
Well, you look at Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford played football, okay, with 2 injuries, shoulder injury and everything. He kept that on the pitch. He kept playing, okay. So he was prepared to work under injury, right? He got on with it, okay. Was it right? Was it wrong? I'm not too sure, okay. But at the end of the day, he played with an injury. Players always play with niggles. It's throughout football, I've known it. You've heard ex-professionals talk about getting niggles, but they go out there, they're committed. I don't think this team, this squad, most of them are committed. At the end of the day, you look at it, we had a goal scorer last year, okay? You talk about commitment. We had a goal scorer, okay, in Marcus Rashford, scoring goal after goal after goal. Where's that gone? Where's that gone? Now, is it Marcus Rashford? Not committed? You know, it's a question out there. But at the end of the day, he was scoring goals after goals. So is he committed? Is he one of the players I'm talking about what aren't committed to Manchester United? Hey, that's a question out there.
Yeah, will Marcus Rashford be fit for tonight? It's highly doubtful. Me personally, we might not see him, I think, until maybe the FA Cup final,
You won't see him. I don't think you'll see him. I honestly don't think you'll see him.
What, for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I think the injury will keep him out. That's my personal opinion. I've seen it before with players. At the end of the day, he's out injured and then he comes back in for the cup final. Well, you've got Garnacho, Anthony out there, Ireland. So at the end of the day, if they do well, then he keeps him out.
What do you think to these reports about Bayern Munich? They've got Erik ten Hag on the shortlist to replace Tuchel. Do you think Erik ten Hag would be interested in leaving Manchester United to go there, or do you think the actual whole article is just nonsense, fake news, that kind of thing?
I'm not saying it's nonsense. I'm not saying it's fake news, but I'm surprised it's come out. If it's come out through Bayern Munich talking, then at the end of the day, that's very, very poor. Years ago, you never used to get reports like this while the season was on. Conversations being had. The conversation seems to have been had with Ten Hag's agent. I don't know how it's come out, and it's wrong that it's come out. It heaps more pressure on Manchester United, and it's just what the media want. More pressure on Erik ten Hag, Manchester United, everything about it. This is wrong. So Bayern Munich really have acted in poor faith here. That's how I see it, because I do believe Bayern Munich go out there talking, be talking about people who they want to interview for managers and all that. If you look at around at West Ham, you've had managers coming out saying, I've been interviewed for the job, while there's a sitting manager there. That's wrong, but it's the nature of the beast now. People just seem to come out, all respect about football clubs. I mean, you look at Bayern Munich, one of the top 6 European clubs, always had a great history. I've had great respect for them and all that, but it just seems to be like norm now that they come out and don't care about other teams and that, and respect them. So at the end of the day, lack of respect there. And Erik ten Hag's agent, has he come out with it? I very much doubt it.
Yeah, from the reports I've seen on Sky News, they seem to think that officials from Bayern Munich have spoken to his agent, Kees Voss.
Yeah, well,
had discussions there.
Yeah, well, it just seems to have, as though it's come out from Bayern Munich, it's a lack of respect, and I'm very surprised that Bayern Munich have acted this way to Manchester United, because it undermines everything what's going on, and it unsettles everything. So at the end of the day, it all in bad taste, this.
I did see a tweet from Simon Stone this morning. Don't get me wrong, you can take it with a pinch of salt, whatever news you prefer to read. But it says Erik ten Hag is 100% committed to Manchester United despite the Bayern Munich links. Still has a year left on his contract and concentrating on the job in hand.
Yeah, Erik ten Hag is committed to Manchester United. He's working hard. It's not working out for him. Sometimes he's got caught out in game management and things like that, but he's committed to Manchester United. I've listened to him now talk for several months, and he's committed to the summer, working on the transfers and everything like that, and the direction Manchester United need to go. So I'm fully aware that Ten Hag wants to stay at Manchester United and is fully committed. So at the end of the day, this story from Bayern Munich about Erik ten Hag, to me, just undermines and really is in poor taste.
You'd look at it, really. He's not really got started, with backing what's in the back scene.
Well, I look at it, Klopp.
With the structure.
I look at Klopp. Klopp was struggling to get started for the first 2 years. So was Arteta. And at the end of the day, nobody has suffered like Erik ten Hag with injuries and trying to get a team played. Onana, I don't think any goalkeeper has played with a back four changing so much in any football side. I might be wrong on the stats, but at the end of the day, Onana, fresh goalkeeper, he has had it rough.
Yeah, loads of you getting involved in that chat, to be fair, on Erik ten Hag and the Bayern Munich links. Dino says, why not try Adam Wan-Bissaka at centre-back and stick Amas at left-back? Do you know what? I'm not even sure what he will actually do tonight.
I think he might just
flip a coin.
No, I think
might even get some players injured on the coach on the way down there.
I think Casemiro will play there, and I think what will happen is Casemiro will play there, Johnny Evans starts, and then you've got Wan-Bissaka and Delo. And I think what they'll do tactically, okay, which they didn't do in the last game, they'll come closer and they'll try and force Crystal Palace out wide. And Palace have got 3 attackers what run at you, so I think they'll just close in. Help Casemiro, because we've seen that he got caught out for speed if he came out. So there's your problem. But I think Johnny Evans, good centre-half partnership, experience, I think he's a good cover there. But they will have to close in tight.
Any score predictions for tonight?
No, I can't give a score prediction. I didn't. No, I can't give a score prediction.
Would it be a good result coming away from there with a draw tonight, considering the injury issues?
No, I don't think any team wants a draw. We certainly don't want a draw. If you look where we are now, 8th, that's no good. Got to have a win. And at the end of the day, going into the Arsenal game, we want a win there. But will that happen? Very, very tough. But going into tonight, a draw is no good for anybody. I think QPR, Crystal Palace, I'll come straight at United. They have got an offence there with 3 of them, and they just love scoring goals. And they're on their up at the moment, Crystal Palace.
Anything more to add before we go?
No, I look at it and I think Onana, right, he's been brought in to play football at the back, okay? He's not been able to play football at the back because the people in front of him, right, he hasn't got the confidence in him because they don't play regular and all that. So I just see Onana kicking long, really. And I look at Crystal Palace and I think the only way we're going to go at them, right, is to get the breakaway. And they have been susceptible to the breakaway, the counter-offensive. That's where I see United getting it. I can't really see them going full blast at Crystal Palace because it's a tough game. And Palace will come at us. Noisy crowd there.
Yeah. I'm going to end it on that. I've got to be honest with you, my hay fever is absolutely killing me.
Ooh.
I know one thing, I won't be going to see the Man United medical staff. I'd rather self-medicate, so to speak. But yeah, I'm going to end it there because I can't even hardly see the actual live stream, the chat that's going in there. My eyes are itchy, all that sort of stuff. Any of yous out there with hay fever, you know how I'm feeling right now. But we will be back straight after the game tonight with a match reaction. Obviously, all them injury issues, what team is he actually going to put out? Erik Ten Hag, score predictions, all that good stuff. Get involved in the chat and we'll see you on late after, well, just after full time.
Straight after.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. Smash that like button. Thank you. Appreciate it.